Hey guys, welcome to another morning sim flight. My name is Keith, and I just wanted to bring you onto a small flight that we're going to take today to North Jersey, to an airport that I've always been curious about. This weekend I visited nearby and sparked my interest again, so I'm going to attempt to fly there this morning in the simulator. So I got the airplane running right now. The altimeter is set. Heading, we're at 1,000. Bring that back down to 1,000. Okay. Whoa, that dipped a lot. Alright. Instruments are in the green, T's and P's. Pressure will increase as we go. So what we're going to do, we're going to get started right away. I spared you the startup. Alright, let's go. According to my iPad, I do have active weather on. So real-time weather, real-time air traffic. The weather is indicating, what is this guy doing? Alright, you can have at it there, buddy. Okay, so the weather is indicating a northerly wind, so we're going to point the nose into the north. We happen to have a runway at 010, which is 10 degrees off from north. So we'll be taking off into the wind for safety. And we're going to cheat a little bit today. That's why you see me in the 172. We are going to use the autopilot. I'll show you what that's all about. Alright, let's slow down just a tad. Alright. We'll make our turn onto the runway. In real life we will check to see if anybody's coming. Alright. Good. Wheels to 4. Throttle full. That wasn't the best lineup ever, but we'll get it happening. Let's just double check our gauges here. T's and P's are in the green. Airspeed is alive, 58, rotate. Okay, great. That was not great, but I'm just saying great. Alright, we're going to climb to about 500. And we'll get on course. I'm going to set my altitude in the autopilot. Not going to use it yet, just going to get it ready. Altitude to 2,500. Get on course here. We'll do the vertical speed at 700. We'll get on course just shortly. So we're going to turn the autopilot on. Let's check altitude. It should take us right to where we want to go. You can see it's climbing at 700 feet per second. We're climbing here. We have our altitude set at 2,500. Now, what we're going to do is get on heading. I'm sort of on heading right now, but what I would do is hit GPS mode. Excuse me, GPS mode here, and if we hit GPS on the autopilot or nav on the autopilot, it will ensure, see, it's turning us right on course. Now we're going to be climbing up to 2,500. Meantime, we can relax. So that's the whole point of autopilot, is it's like cruise control for airplanes. It doesn't fly the airplane automatically and land it like other people think. It's just basically keeping us nice and level. It's able to maintain a heading, which is this, and that's about it. It can climb to an altitude, but we have to control the speed and the throttle here. So as we level off, let's let's see what I can do here. At 1, as we level off, our RPMs are going to go past this red line, and we don't want that to happen. So we have the main, we're getting close to 2,000, so about 2,300. You're going to see this needle start to go down, and we're going to level off. I have to bring the power back to compensate so that we don't overspeed. Our cruise speed goal, you can see it here, is 111 knots. 111 knots here. We're going to, our goal is 120 knots. That'll bring us to our destination in just under 20 minutes. 36 miles away. Here's a secret. I drove this distance and it took me an hour and 20 minutes with traffic. So to get there in 20 minutes is one of the main reasons why I want to get my pilot's license. It's just super cool. We're going 112 knots, which is roughly 125 miles an hour, I'm guessing. It's about 1.6 is the offset. Okay, let's just check to make sure we're still got the blue side up. We're good. We are good. We're getting close to 2,500. As you can see, our speed is increasing. So I want to bring that power back to just over 2,500 RPM. That should get us right around 120 knots. Looking good. Give it a little bit more juice. Get it up there to 120. Good. Altitude hold is indicated. We're in nav mode. It's navigating us to a point, and we're at 2,500. Give or take a couple, maybe 10 feet, 10, 15 feet. Yeah, let's take a look at our map again. Sort of like a GPS in a car, but a little bit more complicated. I'm going to zoom out. You can see that we have 33 miles to go, and basically a straight line here. You can see there's plenty of airports around us that we can make in case of an emergency. So let's talk a little bit about math. So if I'm at 2,500 and I want to descend to pattern altitude, the airport that we just took off from is 50 feet above sea level. The airport we're landing at, I checked, it's 106 feet above sea level, which means our pattern altitude is just at 1,100 feet. So if I wanted to go down from 2,500 feet to 1,100 feet pretty smoothly before we get to our destination, if this is descending 100 feet per minute increments, then if I want to descend, what is that? Like basically, oh my gosh, I can't do math. 25, 1,100, that's, okay, basically 11. Okay, why can't I do math right now? 2,500 minus 1,000 is 1,500. To get to 1,100, you need, okay, so 1,400 feet. Wow, I'm a genius. Jesus. Okay, so if I wanted to decrease 1,400 feet in a matter of, let's say, let's go over here, a matter of, takes about 5 minutes for in a matter of 5 minutes. Okay, that's a pretty steep turn. So what I'm going to do is when I'm about 15 miles out, I'm going to set a nice gradual descent of about 400 feet per minute to get to me to the pattern altitude by the time I'm about 2 miles out. Okay, that's a nice comfortable descent. I can give myself a little bit more RPMs. Looks like we've got a little bit of a headwind. I want to get it back up to 120 knots. Always maintain your instruments. So when we are just roughly, I would say about 12 miles out. If we're going 120 miles per hour, let's rough estimate 120 miles an hour. Let's give it a little bit more RPM to get it to 20. If we're going 120 miles an hour, so that means divide that by 10. That means we want to be about 12 to 15 miles out starting our descent to pattern altitude. Now right now, we are on a course to go directly to the center of the runway. What we want to do is we want to go just to the right of this, or just to the left, enter at a 45 degree for a downwind, a nice comfortable downwind. So when we're about 10 miles out, we're going to alter our course just a little bit over here, enter at a 45 degrees, go downwind, and do a regular pattern. We have an ETA of about 12 minutes, so we're halfway there already at 25 miles. Let's take a look outside. Yep, we're just over Mercer County, New Jersey, right where Trenton, the college in New Jersey, is right here. Looks like, which used to be Trenton State. There should be an airport around here somewhere. Ah, here's Trenton Mercer Airport. So if we have anything going wrong, we can make it over there and land there. So that means we're almost exactly at the halfway point. If we look at our GPS one more time. Let's zoom out just a bit. And look, we're just at that halfway point. There's a lot going on, I know. Small screen, but you can see we're just halfway there. Cool. We're almost there, very smooth. Again, we're a little fast. I'm going to bring back those RPMs just a tad to get us to 120. I like to keep an average of 120. Let's go here. Very stable flight. Let's see if we can see that airport. There it is. Right off our wing there. Okay. So this would be a nice challenge to see if I am able to enter a pattern correctly of a foreign airport, basically an airport I've never been to. I'm assuming the traffic pattern is 1100 since I know that basically the altitude or the altimeter setting for the airport is about 106 above sea level. So we are right on track. We're a little slow. I can bring that back up to 120. You can see it here. This is miles per hour. This is knots in the inside here. So 120 is right there. This is indicated airspeed. This is airspeed over the ground. This is our ground speed, as they call it. So we got a little bit of a headwind. You see the active traffic right here. You always want to keep your eyes out for traffic. We can look look right and look left. Good. So we got a little bit of headwind. If 120 is right here, let me zoom in a little bit. 120 is this line. We're about 115. So we got about a 5 knot tailwind. let's look at where we are on the GPS. We're about 18 miles out. So what we want to do at about 10 miles, we want to announce our position to the traffic pattern that we're entering, letting them know that we're going to be making a landing in a few minutes. Okay. About 15 miles away, I'm going to start our descent to 1100 at about 300 feet per second. Nice comfortable descent, so we're not racing to get down to traffic altitude. At about 10 miles away, I'm going to deviate just slightly so I have a nice long downwind. Deviate to the left about 10 degrees. So from 020 or 022, we're going to go over to 0, let's just say 355-ish. 355. If this is 360 or 0, then we want to go 355, just to deviate slightly. And the way we do that with our autopilot is, so we're 15 miles out. I'm going to start doing a vertical speed. I'm going to set our altitude first. I want a target altitude of 1100. I'm going to do vertical speed of, let's see, 300. And that should take us down to 300. We're starting our descent. We're going to have to ease back on the throttle just ever so slightly to 2400 to keep us at our target speed. We can see the airport just ahead. So right about now I want to deviate my 20 degrees. So I'll turn it to heading mode. I'm going to do 355. And turn it to heading mode. It's going to turn and deviate ever so slightly. Very smooth. Good job. Now if we look, we're about 10-15 degrees off. We'll go about to this road here and enter at a 45 degree. We're about 10 miles out. We would announce our position in the real world, but by saying brown and white Cessna, about 10 miles to the southwest, Somerset traffic, or something like that. Sorry, I was distracted by all the activity upstairs. I want to produce a nice video for you guys and getting a little distracted. As you can see, we're still doing the 300 feet per second. We are descending ever so slightly in hopes that we will be getting to our altitude when we see the airport in sight. Let's see. Can we see it? be right around here somewhere. Looking pretty good. Alright. Yep, here it is, right around. Oh, where's my mouse? It's right around here. So we're going to go to vertical speed, get us down to about 500. Pull that back to 120. And we're going to start deviating to our heading of 060 to enter at a 45 degree. There we go. Runway should be right in front of us. Right here. Okay. Let's look. We are getting very close. Let's see if we see the airport at all. Headed right towards it. Should be just off our nose here. We're at pattern altitude. Should be entering a nice 45. Here is the road. Alright, here we go. Head over. See if we can find it here. Here's the road. Getting very close. Here's the airport right over here. We're going to be landing on 30. So we can enter our left base. Okay. We're right on schedule here. Let's turn. We'll turn our base on here. Yep, there we go. Let's turn off autopilot. And we'll slow down just a tad. About 80 knots. First notch of flaps. Turning base. Final. Here's our second notch of flaps coming up. And here we are, right lined up on the runway here. Very nice. I'm going to power back just slightly. We're a little high. On a long final here. Trim as necessary. Good. Third notch of flaps. Let's get ourselves lined up on the runway a little bit more. Alright. There we go. Coming in a little fast, which is good. Let's pitch for 70. Oop, a little sensitive. Come back. A little sensitive. Okay. Throttle back to idle. Runway is made. Center line is the goal. Very short runway. That's pretty darn good landing. We're going to roll this out. The end of the runway. Brake, 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 brake. Okay. Turning off the runway. Okay. That was really nice. I held that center line very nicely. As you can tell from our other videos, it wasn't that great. Alright, we're off of the runway. We're clear of the runway. Throttle to idle, full brake. Good. I want to thank you for joining me today. Joining me at Somerset Airport. There we go. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. Thank you. I'm going to just turn this